Hello world, today I will be reviewing or showing my love really for a movie that I like called Waves. This movie was released in 2019 under A24 by the director Trey Edward Shults, whose previous works include Krisha and It Comes at Night, neither of which I have seen, but because I like Waves, I'm willing to check them out. And if you want, you can expect videos on those. Comment down below if you've seen those movies, and I mean, I'm not expecting them to be anything like Waves, but yeah, what do you think about those movies? So, a lot of people dismiss Waves very quickly, but I want to, in this video, give my opinions on why I like Waves and you should too. Or not. I mean, really, if you dislike Waves, that's totally fine. It is what it is, but all I want to say is that from reading things on the internet, I feel as if a lot of people just chose to disregard the movie because of the director without really putting much thought into the work itself. And so I just want to give the reasons why I think certain things in this movie are actually pretty good. But if you do like Waves, then great, let's gush over it together. First and foremost, I just have to say that every performance in this movie is excellent. Of course, Kelvin Harrison Jr. is really incredible, and he just gives that sort of natural performance for me where I really thought this is how he was in real life. Like, I haven't seen him before, and I was like, oh, but then when I listened to him on interviews, he's a totally different person, not an athlete at all. Matter of fact, he cites that as motivation for why he wanted to choose the role, because it is so different from himself. In one of those interviews, he said that in the script, he really wanted to explore the way that toxic masculinity can destroy a person, and I'd say he was pretty successful in that approach. Sterling K. Brown makes me want to cry, but his eyes scare me. Like, I feel like he's gonna reach out of the screen and like strangle me, so I'm like, oh, I can't cry. But anyway, he's incredible. And Taylor Russell is amazing. And on my third watch of this movie, yes, I've watched this movie 3 times in like 2 weeks. Trey Edward Shults, if you're watching this, which I hope you are, I love this movie. Thank you so much! But anyway, yeah, Taylor Russell's performance really does serve as a sort of yin to Kelvin Harrison Jr.'s yang in this movie. And Alexa Demi is powerful and individual, and Renee Ellis Goldberry is a little bit heartbreaking, to be honest. And Lucas Hedges is Lucas Hedges. Take that as you will. But I also want to praise Trey Edward Shults for infusing this movie with a style that I have never seen before. I mean, there are just so many moods and tones in this movie that I find to be very unique. And if you've seen a movie that's like this, then let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna go watch it. I mean, some people call this movie like a cheap Moonlight clone, and those people upset me because this is the type of stuff that I feel like people didn't really pay attention to anything that this movie was doing at all. I mean, sure, the movie may have drawn inspiration, but to say that this is a copycat Moonlight... Anyway, this movie gives me very much a Euphoria meets Tree of Life vibe, and I love that. And I mean, just the way that the camera moves so fluidly in the beginning of the movie, and the music, the cinematography, in a toned down sort of way, the lighting too, it all gives me a very euphoric vibe. The way that the colors are used as well, just everything. But then the same token, Tree of Life, I mean, I get that through the editing, through the family story, the structure of it. And I feel like you can really see that as, you know, Trey Edward Shults worked on an intern under Terrence Malick on Tree of Life, so you can see that influence. And I heard that one of the people working on Euphoria actually worked on this as well. I'm assuming like maybe from a cinematography standpoint, I don't know. But speaking of which, the cinematography in this movie is so stunning in my opinion. I mean, there are some shots that are just breathtaking, like the shot of Tyler and Alexis when they're just like kissing on the beach in the middle of the waves, and her nails are like glowing, and it's just so beautiful. I think that shot may be a reason for people to call it a Moonlight copy, but I mean, whatever. They also managed to pull off this really stunning tracking shot during the middle sequence of the film that generates perfect suspense. And about that sound design, the sound design! And no, I did not say soundtrack, I said sound design. So many people have expressed that they think that this movie's soundtrack is stupid, or that Trey Edward Shults is trying to pawn off a movie as a quick buck with black artists in it and popular rap music. I'm sorry, Trey Edward Shults did not infuse this movie with the expensive music that he did to make a quick buck at the box office, because he didn't, by the way. I mean, I don't know if they used those songs in the trailers, they probably did, I mean, but regardless of if they did or not, if you really listen to what the music is saying, each song is very obviously carefully selected for every specific moment. And I love Trey Edward Shults' choice to do this because in a way it's almost like there are these inner monologues where the songs become sort of living, breathing subtext that you can sing along to. For example, Hers Focus is played when Alexis is trying to get her boyfriend's attention, trying to get him to listen to her point of view. That's pretty much just what the song is about. And then Tyler the Creator's IFHY is played when Tyler gets mind-blowingly angry, and that song is about love-hate relationships. And later in the movie, during the second half, when Taylor Russell is out just living life, you know, doing the thing, they play SZA's Pretty Little Birds, which is a song about an underdog, a song about a recovery, getting yourself back up from a fall. And they don't even just play the music for music's sake. They pick out specific passages that work. And I mean, I think they chose a part of SZA's song that actually says waves, which was insane. I didn't know it did that. And you know me, guys, I listen to movie soundtracks. So I mean, I didn't know all of these songs, so I didn't see it as him pawning off culture for a quick buck. Not to mention, black artists are not the only type of music that's featured on here at all. There's a piano sequence in the beginning that also reverberates throughout almost the entire movie. The movie opens with alternative music. Amy Winehouse is on the tracks. And the prom party scene, probably the most stereotypical or easy way to just infuse some cultured music into the movie, was done with a disco techno party trap mix. Don't ask me what type of music that is because I really don't know. I was just trying to describe it for you. And you should really look up a playlist or something because I don't know all the details on it. But aside from the music, there's just a level of intrigue to the sound design that just blew me away. I mean, even the beginning sequences. You may notice, you may have not, but I mean, there's this sort of way that the movie infuses all of the dialogue in the beginning in a rhythmic way that really sounds like a song. But hey, if you don't like the music in this movie, that's totally fine. Have your own opinion. But I do have to say, I also heard people saying on the internet that the aspect ratio changes are so random and it was so jarring and stupid. If you didn't like the style of it, then that's great. But for me, without spoiling the story, the aspect ratios were not random. They very obviously represent this sort of shift in perspective between this family, this feeling of being boxed in, this feeling of being limited. I'm just gonna say that without spoiling. And I love the structure of this movie, once again personally reminding me so much of Tree of Life. Showing the grand journey of one accepting the tragedy that's happened to them through their sibling is just really interesting. And also, in this movie it's done in a way where the first half of the movie can be very suspenseful, very exciting, whereas the second half of the movie can be very, very therapeutic, very relaxing. So anyway, I cannot compare this movie to Shults' other work because I haven't seen them yet, but comment down below if you've seen Krisha or It Comes at Night. Tell me what you think about them, because I think I'm planning on watching them eventually. I might make videos about them too. So yeah, overall, I freaking love the Euphoria-esque Tree of Life vibe, style, if you will. If you've seen Euphoria or if you think that the style might be something interesting to you, I'd recommend you check out Waves because they definitely do have a similar vibe, and I feel like the movies would really gel with similar audiences where I haven't seen all of Euphoria, but who actually is that show aimed at? I mean, it's kind of, is it rated R? But it's about, who is that show's audience? Regardless, this movie is, I'd say, pretty much for everyone. I mean, you can watch it with your family or whatever, but I'd only say to do so if, you think you would like it. So check out the trailers or something. I haven't seen them, I don't know how good they are, but check them out and see if this is a story that you might be interested in because it's a fun ride. So what do you think about Waves? Do you love it as much as I do? Do you hate it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's alright? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have a letterbox if you're interested, and you can follow me there to see everything that I'm watching. So if you've made it to this video, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.